viewers. Today we're doing an educational segment on my podcast. Today we have here Miss Mangro from Diamond Secondary. Take it away, Miss Mangro.
Thank you very much for having me on your show. And today we're going to be talking about the Rostow's economic model of development. So, we will be able to explore the different stages of economic growth, which was proposed by Mr. Walt Rostow, and how they would have applied to countries around the world.
Wow. Sounds interesting.
Yes, and our goal for this segment is to make this podcast a valuable resource not only to our students but also to our teachers, so everybody is able to learn and gather some sort of information from this. Right now, to achieve this, we would like to incorporate your feedback as well as your feedback, sir, and questions. So feel free to ask them. Please feel free to reach out to me right afterwards, or I would leave my number at the end and you can reach out to me, and if you have questions we could further discuss this. Now in the Rostow's model of development, now it has to do with the model has to do with useful tools for understanding the different stages of economic growth and development, and can better help us to understand the challenges and the opportunities which were faced by different countries as they drive to develop their economies. Now, the Rostow's economic model of development, this is a framework that outlines the stages of economic growth for countries. Yes, it is. Now, it was developed, as I would have mentioned earlier, by Walt Rostow in the 1960s, and it is still very much used today. Did you know that?
No, I did not. Wow.
Yes, it is used today to understand how countries can move from low income to high income, right? Now, how is it that do you think we could move from low income to high income?
Yes, definitely.
How do you think that we could move?
Well, are there stages?
Yes, there are stages. Very good. There are stages. So we will be discussing how different countries have applied the Rostow's model of economic growth to their own economic development, and the successes and challenges they would have faced throughout. Now, we would also explore the role of the governmental policies and international trade in promoting these economic growth and development. Just to give you a little bit of an overview about it, yes, I would have said a lot, but I just want to give you a little bit more of an overview to make sure that you got everything that I just said. Now, the Rostow's model of economic development has 5 stages. I don't think I mentioned that before.
No.
Okay,
wow,
yes.
Wow, 5 stages.
Yes, now there's 5 stages that describes how economic growth and the processes of the country that it goes through before it grasps economic development. Now, some real world examples we will be looking at, and this is to help our students understand how the Rostow's model of economic development is useful in the real world. Some examples of countries and the different stages that they would have gone through. So we will be looking at the stage 1, which is the traditional society. Now, an example of a country would be Afghanistan. Now, we know that Afghanistan would have faced so many wars, so many difficulties, right?
So what about Guyana?
We'll get to that. We're still in the phase of development, yes. But we look at Afghanistan. Now, this is traditional, right? So the country has largely agrarian economy, with most of the population engaging in subsistence farming, meaning that whatever they plant, that is what they survive on, right? Next, we have the preconditions for takeoff, which is a country for that would be South Korea and Singapore, and they are in stage 2. Now, in the 1960s, the country began to focus on export orientation industrialization, which led to rapid economic growth and development. So, with them being industrialized, they were able to, climb that ladder a little bit. The next stage is the takeoff stage, which we have China and India, as you know it, because China is a large producer of so many things. Right now we have so many stores in Guyana, and almost all of their products are from China, right? So China and India are examples of countries within stage 3. And in the 1980s and the 1900s, the countries began to shift from centrally planned economy to a market-based economy, right? Which led to its rapid economic growth and development. Now that has to do with the country being advanced in so many things. Technology is now, Guyana, you asked before, we're not so technologically advanced, right? So that's why we're not up to par with these countries. Okay, so the next stage, which is stage 4, is the drive to maturity. Now, this 4th stage of economic growth has to do with how countries continue to experience economic growth, during this stage. Now, this is driven by investment in technology again. So, technology and innovation. So people are thinking, people are doing their stuff, right? They're becoming more technologically advanced. Yes, China is advanced, but not as advanced as, let's say, Germany, right? Germany is on a higher level, but they don't really produce stuff on a mass like China and India, right? We also have Japan, okay? And yes, we have some quality stuff coming from Japan, like our vehicles, right? All of our vehicles, most of our vehicles are imported from Japan, right? Our car parts and so forth. So they're a little bit higher than China and India. Just to get that out, right? Is there any questions you would like to ask at this point? Position.
So just to recap on our wonderful educational segment on the Rostow's economic development, there are 5 stages, you said, right?
Yes, correct.
So the stages are traditional society.
Yes, that's 1.
Preconditions for takeoff.
That's 2.
Takeoff.
That's 3.
Drive to maturity.
That's 4.
High mass consumption.
Very good, very good. Yes, those are the 5
I feel smart
stages.
already.
Yes, those are the 5 stages. And I do hope that from this segment, our students and our teachers out there that are viewing the podcast, that they have an understanding as well, and they would have grasped some information from this, and they would have learned the 5 stages and the countries that experience these stages. I thank you so much for having me on your show.
Thank you, Miss Mangro, for having this wonderful educational segment with us.
Thank you for having me.
Viewers, stay tuned for our next segment with Sir Ibrahim Ishmael on the theory of the Big Bang.